Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into something I think everyone feels but maybe doesn't have the words for.
That's so true.
It's this whole idea of, psychic clutter. We're taking a look at Gestalt psychology, not the perception stuff, but this concept they call the unfinished Gestalt.
Or, what most of us just call unfinished business.
Exactly. And the question we're digging into is why these moments from years ago, that fight you walked away from or that thing you swallowed down, instead of saying, why is that still pulling on your energy today?
It's fascinating because it's not just a memory, is it? It's a live thing. We're going to get into the mechanics of why your brain, your whole system, just can't seem to let it go.
Right. Because you can have a perfectly normal morning. The light is soft, the coffee is good, nothing is wrong. But you wake up already tired.
Already on edge. Yeah.
Like your body remembered something before your conscious mind even got there.
And that's exactly what the Gestalt framework points to. It sees the system, our whole being, as something that's always trying to find closure, wants to complete cycles. And when a cycle gets blocked,
all that energy just stays there.
It stays suspended. The energy you gathered to yell or to leave or to cry, it doesn't just vanish. It gets stuck.
Yeah.
And it can show up as, chronic shoulder pain, irritability, that low-grade anxiety.
So the question isn't, what's wrong with me today? That question doesn't really get you anywhere. The real question, the one at the heart of this whole theory is, where are you still living?
That's it.
Because if a part of you is still back in that childhood kitchen or at that table in that restaurant just waiting for something to be said or acknowledged, you can't be fully here.
And these are moments where, really core needs got shut down. The need to be seen by a parent. The need to speak your truth to someone who betrayed you, even like a version of yourself you had to abandon to fit into a relationship.
And the sources are so clear that this isn't just a sad story from your past. It's a live wire, an anchor.
And the thing is, when we ignore it, when we try to push through, the system doesn't give up.
No, it just gets louder or sneakier.
Yes. It tries to complete the loop by recreating the same dynamics.
Yeah.
You might find you keep dating the same kind of person, or you keep getting into the same kind of argument. It's trying to get your attention.
Or you just snap. A totally innocent question from your partner gets a really sharp reply, and you immediately feel guilty and confused.
But that's the leakage. It's the unprocessed anger or grief from yesterday spilling all over a totally innocent today.
So let's talk about how we stop it. Because we do. The feeling comes up, that tension, and we instinctively just intercept it.
We do. We're masters of it. We numb it. We scroll on our phones. We get incredibly busy with work.
Or we rationalize it. We tell ourselves, I should be over this by now. Or that spiritual one, everything happens for a reason.
Which can be true, but it's often a way to just bypass the actual messy feeling in your body right now. It's an intellectual escape.
And here's the paradox, right? We think we're letting it go, we're pushing it away. But from this perspective, rejecting the feeling just makes it cling on tighter?
Exactly. It makes it fight harder for your attention. If you're trying to push away the angry part of you, it's just going to mobilize more and more energy to be heard.
Because the system doesn't need to be rejected. It needs completion.
Yes. And completion isn't necessarily about getting that apology or, getting external justice. It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
So what is it?
It's about letting that feeling, that energy, finally move all the way through you until it's spent. Until it stops controlling your breath or your posture or your mood.
Okay, so to get into that, we need to look at this framework they talk about.
Yeah.
The cycle of experience.
Right, it's like the natural rhythm of life, and it's where everything gets stuck.
So it starts with, what is it? Awareness. Like you feel a stir, you're hungry, you're annoyed, whatever.
Yep, awareness. Then that leads to mobilization. Energy starts to gather. Your stomach rumbles, or your chest tightens with the energy you'd need to, say, confront someone.
And then comes action. You eat the food, you say the thing, you set the boundary.
And if that works, you get satisfaction, and then withdrawal. The need is met, the system rests. It's ready for the next thing. It's a beautiful, clean cycle.
But our unfinished moments are when that cycle gets shattered, usually right between mobilizing the energy and taking the action.
Exactly. The feeling was there, the energy was ready to go, but the action got blocked. Maybe because you learned as a kid that taking that action was dangerous.
Right. You felt the anger rise up, but you were taught good kids are quiet, so you literally swallowed it. The impulse is still there, frozen.
Waiting. All this time, it's just been waiting to complete.
Which brings us to the defense mechanisms, but Gestalt theory has this brilliant name for them: creative adjustments.
I love that term.
Yeah.
Because they were creative. They were brilliant ways to survive an environment where your full expression wasn't safe. But now
Now they're prisons. They keep the cycle from ever completing.
And the sources really focus on three big ones. The first is projection.
Okay, so projection is when I have a feeling or a need, but I can't own it, so I see it in you instead.
Precisely. The classic example is you have a deep need to be seen and valued, but asking for that feels way too vulnerable. So instead, you look at the world and you judge everyone else as being cold or selfish.
So you're criticizing them for not meeting a need you haven't even admitted you have.
You're trying to make contact with your own need, but indirectly. It feels safer.
Okay. Then the second one, which feels huge, is retroflexion.
Oh, it's massive.
Yeah.
This is turning the impulse inward. Instead of directing that mobilized energy out into the world, you turn it against yourself.
So instead of saying, hey, you just did really hurt me, I say,
You say, I'm too sensitive, or what's wrong with me for feeling this way? The energy that was meant to change your environment is now used to attack yourself. It's the root of so much self-criticism.
wow. Okay. And the last one is deflection.
Deflection. This is about avoiding the intensity. You skim the surface, you use humor, or you change the subject, or you intellectualize.
That's the therapy speak one, isn't it? Well, I recognize this is my attachment wounding coming up.
Exactly. Which might be true, but it's a thought. It keeps you in your head and safely away from the raw, physical sensation of hurt or anger in your body.
These were survival tools, we have to honor that. But the big question now is, are you still in danger?
That's the million-dollar question. Because if the answer is no, if you have choice and a voice now, then these adjustments aren't protecting you anymore. They're just blocking you.
So this is where we reclaim what you call responsibility, the ability to respond to what's happening now, instead of just replaying the old protective pattern.
And this is where the healing happens. Not in telling the story again and again, but in the felt sense, in the actual physical energy that's still stuck in your body today.
It's not about waiting for someone else to come and fix it. The apology might never come.
It might not. So the work is internal. It's about turning toward that sensation, that knot in your gut, that tightness in your throat, and getting curious. Asking it with real presence, what did you need back then that you didn't get?
And the needs are so simple usually. To be heard, to be protected, to be allowed to say no.
And the incredible insight here is that the need is still valid. And you, the adult sitting here today, can finally give that to yourself. This isn't just a nice idea, it's an embodied action.
So what does that look like?
Well, the sources suggest these self-contact techniques. If the impulse was to scream and you had to choke it down, maybe now you let out a deep, audible sigh. You let the breath and sound move through that stuck place.
Or if the need was to be held, to be comforted.
You can literally place your hands on your own heart or on your stomach and offer that containment yourself. You whisper the words that part of you needed to hear. You become your own source of validation.
You stop outsourcing your completion.
You stop outsourcing your completion. That's it. It only requires you to finally, gently meet what you've been avoiding for so long.
It feels like you're going back and standing with that younger version of you. Not with pity, but with this fierce, quiet presence.
Yes, witnessing them and saying, it wasn't your fault, I'm here now, you don't have to hold this alone anymore.
And when that happens, when that connection is made, the release can be profound. The tears that come aren't weakness.
No, that's the body's language of letting go. The memory is still there, it's part of your story, but it doesn't have a grip on you anymore. It becomes a chapter, not the whole book.
And you free up so much energy, all that bandwidth that was being used to keep that feeling down, to manage the defenses, it's suddenly available.
When that old weight finally releases, there's this sudden space. The system isn't fighting itself anymore. And that space, that's not just an ending, it's a beginning.
It brings up maybe the most important question of all then. The one for all of us to sit with. Now that I'm not defined by what I survived, who am I?
And that's not a problem to solve. It's an invitation. An invitation into a more honest life. You have the energy back. You have the space. What do you want to do with it?
Maybe it's creating something, or connecting differently, or maybe it's just finally letting yourself rest without the guilt. That's where the real transformation is, isn't it? In that tender space between what was and what's now possible.
The world feels lighter. Not because the past changed, but because you changed. You were finally able to meet it, complete it, and begin again.